bit about what's happening in Washington from my perspective and thing. I have spent the last year writing a bill and introduced it in the last year to deal with our country's fiscal issues, which is the biggest issue I think our nation faces. If we could get our fiscal house in order with the other opportunities we have blue sky in front of us, and to me that's the issue that all of us need to be focused on. I was involved recently in the immigration bill. And look, when I ran for the Senate back in 2006, I was down at mile 6 on the Arizona border and saw the porous nature of the border. I do think immigration reform is something that our nation needs to get behind us. And even though I know in this room there's differing opinions about what ought to be done, I think by the time the House passes legislation, which I know will be different than what the Senate did, I think we'll end up in a place that passes the test for America.
The flawed nature of Fannie and Freddie is that politicians over time ruined it, as you know, and everybody in the nation knows. And if you set up another mechanism like that, it'll happen again. So you're right, they did function. We're taking some of the best parts of what they did and incorporating them in this new entity called FEMIC. I think this bill is one of those bills that's a 70%er. You know, nobody has ended up exactly where they'd like for it to be, but you still do have that government reinsurance program. It's the 10% capital up front that protects taxpayers, but you do keep the 30-year mortgage, the liquidity around mortgages in place. I really do think we've hit the sweet spot as far as a starting place. I think they saw this as a window and an opportunity to actually deal with something that should have been dealt with a long time ago. The art of, of getting things done is to realize the various forces that are at work and what's driving those and what the motivation is behind particular positions that people may take, and you try to figure out how to get from A to B with those various motivations.